I'm Adrienne, your sex positive bestie, here for sexy talk, real stories, and tips that just hit. Ready to play? Let's go. Hey Cravers, I want to start this episode with a special shout out to Mr. Right, who told me how amazing I smell each and every day. It's an inside joke between us right now. And just in case you guys are wondering, I am in love with Ariana Grande's Blue Cloud perfume. I absolutely love that. And also the Versace Dylan Purple. Those are my 2 cents. And he loves it so much. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Okay, it's been a busy week. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know about you guys. Are you feeling the pressure to do it all, get it all done, have it all together? I think with taking on the challenge of, getting into the best shape of my life by the summer, and I know I've talked about it a million times. I'm no longer really talking about it. I'm being about it and I'm doing something about it. I want to feel really good when we go on vacation this summer and also at the pool. And, I usually go on my annual Virginia Beach trip, whatever. I just want to feel good. And I'm tired of not feeling fit. Over the last year and a half, I've been falling in love and living life and loving life and being all fat and sassy. I have a friend who I told today, I was like, enjoy being single right now. Just enjoy going to the gym, eating, what you want and not going out, because those calories, they really add up. And if I'm being honest, I've gained probably 12, 15 pounds since I met Mr. Right. And it's time to get back to where I belong, minus even 20 pounds. Okay, but back to, life is just so busy. And even today, okay, this is my day. Get up, drop my daughter off at school, work, right? Because remember, I have a full-time job, get my workout in. And today I did 90 minutes, which I'm super proud of. I had to run out at noon to go get my blood drawn for a hormone check. I am so excited. I'm going to have my friend Beth McDaniel on. She has an incredible business where she talks and helps women with hormone replacement therapy. She does the red light therapies, and I'm so excited to talk to her. I'm still learning as I go, but okay, got my blood drawn for that. Had to go do a return, drop off a item at the post office, call my doctor for my meds, do some more work, go get my daughter grocery shop, prep dinner, which I've done. And now next on the list is to podcast. So I'm recording now, then I have to edit, publish, and then promote, then make dinner, and get in bed by a reasonable time. What is that happening to you too? I'm just wondering, is it just me? Okay. So another big thing that I did this week, 44 years of my life, I got my ears pierced. Not the first hole, but I got a second hole this time. Mr. Right bought me beautiful hoop earrings for Christmas. I love them so very much, but I also want to wear my diamonds, the studs that I bought myself as a little gift after my divorce. And so I was like, you know what? Got to get another hole. And what a story that was. So I went to this tattoo shop that had really, really, really high reviews. I don't want to go to one of those piercing pagoda places where they use the gun and it's some 18-year-old girl. No offense, but especially with it being the second hole, I want it to be even and perfect. I'm really picky that way. That's why I don't have any tattoos. But anyways, so we go to this place and my daughter immediately was like, Mom, are you going to get pierced here? It was a little crazy, but there was 15 people in the waiting room waiting to get pierced too. So, and the reviews are incredible. So I was like, all right, look, these guys got to know what they're doing. They had a pizza delivered and they're in the back, eating pizza and burping. And we're all sitting there what the fuck? So anyways, finally he brings me back and he just draws 2 dots on my ears. He was like, looks good to me. Oh, and then he picked me up in the chair to smooth him right between his legs. It was just the oddest experience, but he did an incredible job and they look great. And in 6 to 8 weeks, I can pop my diamonds in and I'll be a happy girl. But how funny, 44 years old, getting my ears pierced. I'm doing the ear aftercare shit. Let's play Just the Tip. This is my favorite game to play, my favorite segment on the show, hands down, over the last 5 years. And I'm really excited to share these hot and sexy tips with you guys. And Mr. Right gave me a few as well. Okay, so the first one that I really want you to try with your partner is hot towel service. So whenever Mr. Right and I can get it in, I will, do the job and do it well. If you haven't been to the Blowjob Bible episode, I think it's like 35, 37, you must listen. And I need to do a part 2. My friend requested for me to do a part 2, so I should do that. And I'll add this because I've never done a hot towel service, but I have been doing this with Mr. Right. So afterwards, I will go, make sure it's really warm. I usually do like hot water, and by the time I get it to him, it's like really warm. And I will just like gently clean him up. And it's just, hot towel service. And I'll say cute things like, did you enjoy today's services? Or you're welcome. Did you like that? I'll accept a tip later. Like I'll just say fun stuff like that. And so hot towel service is a lot of fun. I want to talk about the power of kissing and how you should never underestimate it. I think a lot of people, and even sometimes, I don't know, Mr. Right and I, we kiss a lot. Another thing, like we kiss every day before we leave, kiss every day before we come home, kiss as soon as we see each other. We kiss each other a lot. Actually, I actually just gave him a kiss before I came downstairs here. And I think that's really important outside of the bedroom, but also while during sex. It just helps give you that closeness and keeps you connected. One of my favorite things too is like breathing in and out of each other's mouths. But the kissing, like don't underestimate the power of that. While we're on that subject, let me tell you, pay attention to your partner's neck. I don't know anybody who doesn't like kisses on the neck, even like a little light bite if your partner's into that. But seriously, kissing on somebody's neck and just paying attention to that area, it's definitely, I feel like it's an underutilized area for passion, if you will. So pay attention to the neck when you're doing all that kissing and, touching and all that stuff. Another thing I want to say too, Mr. Right and I are obsessed with the prone position. And one of the things I really love, because it's not a very intimate, hold on, I have to clear my throat. The flu remnants, I swear to God, it's been like a month. One of the things that, we love that position. However, we're not looking at each other. And so he always is sure to, give me a hug from behind or kiss me on my ear or kiss my back. And I really enjoy that. It's really, really nice. Like those little kisses everywhere. They mean so much. Okay. My next tip is to know your partner's needs and take it into consideration, right? You're not going to want to do probably every single thing that your partner does. Unless you're me. Just kidding. Because I am into it all. But, not everybody is super excited to give a blowjob. Not everybody is super excited to go down on a girl. Not everybody is really into, a certain kink or a fetish or something that they might want to experiment in. But take it into consideration with your partner. I really want to tell you, like, just try something once at least. And there's a lot of ways you can modify and change things. Like, for instance, if you're not a huge, a lot of people think when you're giving a blowjob that you have to deep throat and you have to, really put a lot of motion into it. Maybe soften things up, right? Give him a blowjob while he's laying on his side and you're laying on your side. So it's not as intense and it's so much penetration in your throat. And also, like, by the way, I have made many men climax without even going close to the back of my throat. All right. So just remember, you don't have to do that. But just take it into consideration. You don't have to do it every single time, but just keep it consistently so he doesn't feel like he's missing out, and vice versa for the girls. I actually had a talk with Mr. Right a couple of months ago, and I was like, hey, I feel like our blowjob to going down ratio is a little off. And he was like, you know what? He's like, you're right. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's just, we get it right to it. And my thing is penetration. So, and I was like, yeah, but I really enjoy that all the time too. And it's funny because now I'm sitting here thinking like he has gone down on me probably double what I've gone down on him lately, ebbs and flows, but we're talking to each other about it and just finding that good balance and taking each other's needs into consideration. Another thing I want to say too is like, make sure you're constantly talking to your partner about sex. If you're not, you're doing yourself and your relationship a major disservice. Have a touch base. Like even Mr. Right and I, who have sex all the time, like I will tell him afterward. I'll say, you know what, that was really hot when you used the toy. I definitely want to explore more with that this time. Or, hey, you can spank me a little harder next time. Or, I'm not a huge fan of nipple play that rough. So next time maybe it can be, just openly communicate. And he tells me the same thing too. Like there's sometimes where he's like, hey, I'm really sensitive after a blowjob. Like, I kind of need a break or whatever. Like, but we talk about things because things change and evolve, and something might pop in your mind that you want to try. And you want to make sure you have that open dialogue with your partner to comfortably and safely share. It will bring you closer together and your sex life will be even better. I promise you. Like, think about it. When's the last time you talked to your partner about sex? I have a pro tip for you because I know a lot of couples, they have a really hard time talking about it. Mr. Wright likes to remind me all the time. He's like, Adrienne, not everyone's like you. Not everyone is like me. He's like, everybody's different. And I sometimes forget that, a lot of people don't talk about sex and there's like no discussion whatsoever. So a pro tip for you for when to talk about sex is immediately after. In your, post nut clarity and you're just like feeling so good. You're like, oh yes, tell your partner like, oh, I really, really love that tonight. I want to do that again soon. Or I love the way you felt when you blank. Give that, compliment immediately after the act, and it will stick with them. I promise. And it almost is like a free open door to discuss it with your partner. Okay. One of the things that Mr. Wright was telling me, was in previous relationships, he was like, Adrienne, I always had to ask. He was like, I always had, he was like, he had to task, he felt like. So for instance, he would be like, do you think you can give me a blowjob? Or, hey, can we have sex this week? And he's like, instead of putting it that way, like just talk with your partner about sex, flirt with your partner, foreplay, leave them a cute note, send them a sext, send them, get their engines warmed up instead of tasking and constantly asking your partner, because then it becomes a chore, right? And that's what you don't want to happen. He told me I should bring that up because I'm like, people ask and they said no. You ask people and they said no. He's like, Adrienne. But I will say this, in my relationship with Prince Charming, I got rejected a lot and it was super hurtful and really that was really, really hard to deal with. So I can totally empathize and see that. But life lately, I can't imagine that. Okay. Another pro tip I want to tell you about, and I have to say, is to use toys with your partner. The other night, Mr. Wright and I were having fun and he was going down on me and he was like, hey, give me a second. And I was like, what is he doing? And he goes in the bathroom and gets out this like bullet vibrator. It's COCO on tracysdog.com. It's a bigger bullet vibrator though. So it's not like surreal. And I love her because she's whisper quiet. By the way, remember, if you go to tracysdog.com and use code Cravers20, that's CRAVERS 20, you can get 20% off your entire order. Okay, had to say that. So he was using COCO and it was like so intense for me. Not only was it like the good vibration, but he was like fucking me with it just right. And also licking my clit at the same time. I told him, I was like, damn, that was leveled up. Because we don't do a lot of, if I'm using a toy, it's usually when he's inside of me or I'm going down on him. And we haven't done a lot of like him going down on me and using a toy. And highly, highly recommend. Okay. Another thing I want to say is, for a good tip, a good sex tip is don't get stuck in a rut. And there's lots of ways to get stuck in a rut. That's when you need to talk to your partner. And that's when you maybe need to set a parameter like, hey, we can't have sex in the bedroom for the next 4 times, or we can only have sex in places we wouldn't normally have sex. Or, hey, like, let's go book a hotel or something to change it up, change the rhythm, change the vibe. I think especially when you have kids in the house, it can be really difficult to find the time and the place. And so another thing that I want to say, and I talked about it in the last episode, is scheduling sex. I know it doesn't sound that sexy, but it actually really is. Like, I've already told Mr. Wright, I'm like, I can't wait for Thursday morning because my daughter's not going to be here. And I'm like, I can't wait for Thursday morning. I'm already counting down to that. And he's like, yes. I sent him a text and I looked at him at home tonight and I was like, I can't wait for Thursday, and even though it is scheduling sex, it's still really sexy. And it's almost like awesome foreplay because I'm thinking about it and craving it and wanting it so bad on Thursday. Okay. So don't get stuck in a rut, and it's okay to schedule sex. All right. Another big tip is, make sure you're complimenting your partner. Make sure you're making them feel wanted. And okay, if your partner is not responding to any of these things, turn the like the sexy energy and the passion for it onto yourself, right? Glow up, work out, dress sexy, hair and makeup every day. And guys, wear the cologne, look good, put together, whatever you want to do, but just like then pour that energy into yourself. I can guarantee your partner's going to notice and they're going to be like, let me put my hands on you. Okay. So if when all else fails, focus on yourself. By the way, now I'm on a sidebar. I'm a big proponent of putting myself first, always, in every way. That may sound very selfish, but you know what? I don't care. I have been in many relationships, and I've always made the mistake of putting myself last, putting my partner on a pedestal. And let me tell you right now, that is not the way to be happy in a relationship. I have found that it's so funny because I was always like a fixer and a carer and wanted to take care of people. And the reality is it just makes your partner, it almost makes them, they get spoiled by it, right? They expect it. It becomes like the norm. Not for me. I pour into myself. I focus on myself. I'm constantly working on me, building my brand, focusing on my friends. I have my own life. And by the way, when Mr. Right fell in love with me, that's one of the things he loved so much about me was how independent I was and successful I was. And, I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of personal things going on. And he loved that, right? So why would I let that go? Why would I change that now? And so if you're pouring yourself into other people, even your kids, like I put myself first and it really, really matters. Okay, I just want to put that out there because I see so many people who don't put themselves first, so many people who do for everyone else. Like my to-do list for today. I know it's a lot. I know it's overwhelming, but at the end of the day, I'm doing me. And, it's either rise up or, meet me at my level or we're not meant to be together. Just want to say that. Okay. Another tip, make noise, especially men. It is so hot to hear a man getting off, right? Like you have no idea. Like I have had sex with so many men. I know some women are very quiet too, because I've seen it. Like even in the, lifestyle rooms, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not a lot of noise coming over there. Or they'll be like super silent. And to me, that's a little weird. But men, I feel like majority of the time are the more quiet ones. And when I get the loud one, when I get the talkative one, when I get the one that I know it feels so good to him, it turns me on so much. It makes me want to please you so much more. So do not be afraid. Let it out, right? Like, it's the best thing in the world. Like just hearing Mr. Right climax is a massive turn on for me. Even if there's no play involved with me, I'm like dripping wet after I, give him a nice blowjob before he goes to work or whatever, right? Like I'm so super turned on because I hear him. And so make some noise. All right. We've talked about kissing, and more kissing. Do not forget the attention to the neck. And those are my tips. I actually asked over on Instagram, if you're following me over there at Midlife Craving, I was like, share some of your tips. These are just like random tips that I've been doing recently. But I love to hear from you too. So remember, you can always reach out to me on Instagram in my DMs or on the website, midlifecraving.com, or you can shoot me an email, midlifecraving@gmail.com. I really love hearing from you guys. Like, I love talking to you and interacting with you. Let's make this conversation go back and forth. Next week, I know this is like a quick and easy episode, but I got to go upstairs. I got to make dinner. I got to spend some quality time and then get my butt to bed early. That's something I'm doing now. I'm going to bed earlier. I'm trying to become a morning person. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But the attempt is going to be there. But next week, I'm going to be talking about what the lifestyle means to me, how the lifestyle completely changed my life and how it's evolved. In fact, I'm really excited because this weekend I'm going to go see Mia and I'm really excited to see a bunch of our crew. It's not a play party, but she said we can have a little fun. Mr. Right, unfortunately, has to work, but I'm really excited to see her. and her hubby, I love them so much. And they're one of my very favorite couples in the world. And I'm very excited to see them. It's been a while. It's been like 6 months since I've seen everyone. And so I'll be sure to let you guys know how that goes. And I'm excited to talk about the lifestyle again. One of our goals this year is to get back into it and really, make the time for it. It's just been difficult with everything we've had going on in the last year. So lifestyle episode next week. I will see you guys. And don't forget, you can always reach out to me. I love hearing from you.